Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Jamuna Tira Banasari Jamuna Tira Banasari Radha Madhava Kund Bihari Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Kund Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Munatira Dhaneshwari Jamuna Tira Banasari Radha Madhava Kund Bihari Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Kund Bihari Radha Madhava Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Radha Madhava Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Gaur Bhimanandi. Name Vishnupada Paramahamsa. Pri Rajga Sadhu Stotra Satya Sri Simad His Divine Grace. Sirabai Charan Narvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki. Skandi Biti Founder Charyas Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki. Namaste Srila Haridas Thakur ki, Samavata Bhakti Vrinda ki, Harinam Sankirtan ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru, to Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Taksurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jita Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaisnavam Sya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanditam Scha Hai Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vanchakalpa Tirubhyasyam Kripa Sindhubhyaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Dharam Shaivanarottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraya. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, let us first offer respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta Prayesha Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. By regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within the heart becomes destroyed practically to nil, and loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samitam Uttama Shloka Saritam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nisreyasaya Lokasya Dhanyam Swasayanam Maha. The Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Grantaraj, the king of all the literatures, is the literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God, Srila Vyasadeva. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Surabhyaya Namaha. Om Surabhyaya Namaha. Om Surabhyaya Namaha. Mukhaṁ karoti vāsalam pāṅgum nagayate girim yat kripat tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Yat kripat tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our Bhagavatam class. We continue to read from Canto number 2, chapter number 1, entitled The First Step in God Realization. And let's see here. Yes, 12, right? Text 12. Kim Pramatasya Bahubihi Parokshayar Hayanair Iha Varam Muhurtam Veditam Gatate Shreyase Yataha Kim Pramatasya Bahubihi Parokshayar Hayanair Iha Varam Muhurtam Viditam Ghatate Shreyase Yataha Kim Pramatasya Bahubhi Parokshayar Hayanayriha Varam Muhurtam Vijitam Gatate Shreyase Yataha Kim Pramatasya Bahubhi Parokshayar Hayanayar Iha Varam Muhurtam Viditam Gatate Shreyase Yata
Kim Pramatasya Bahubi Parokshayar Varam Muhurtam Viditam Gatate Shreyase Yata
Kim Pramastasya Bahubi
Parokshayar Hayanayriha
Varam Muhurtam Viditam Gatate Shreyase Yatha
Kim Pramatasya Bahubi Parokshayar Hayanayriha Varam Muhurtam Viditam Gatate Shreyase Yata
Kim What is Pramatasya of the bewildered Bahubihi by many Parokshay inexperienced Hayanai years Icha Iha in this world Varam better Muhurtam a moment Viditam conscious Gatate one can try for Shreyase in the matter of the supreme interest Yataha by that. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. What is the value of a prolonged life which is wasted? What is the value of a prolonged life which is wasted? Inexperienced by years in this world. Better a moment of full consciousness because that gives one a start in searching after his supreme interest. Everyone kindly repeat after me. What is the value of a prolonged life which is wasted, inexperienced by years in this world? Better a moment of full consciousness, because that gives one a start in searching after his supreme interest. Supreme interest. Shreyasi. Okay, purport. Srila Shukadeva Goswami instructed Maharaj Parikshit about the importance of the chanting of the holy name of the Lord by every progressive gentleman. Every progressive gentleman should be chanting Hare Krishna. If you're not chanting Hare Krishna, you're not progressive. In order to encourage the king, who had only 7 remaining days of life, Srila Shukadeva Goswami asserted that there is no use in living hundreds of years without any knowledge of the problems of life. Better to live for a moment with full consciousness of the supreme interest to be fulfilled. The supreme interest of life is eternal, with full knowledge on, and bliss. Means Satchit Ananda. Krishna is described, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. We are also having these same features or qualities of Satchitananda. That is our supreme, described here actually as Shreya se Shreya. There's Shreya and Preya, right? Preya means immediate but not really so important, whereas Shreya, what is to our eternal benefit, yeah. So the supreme interest of life is eternal, with full knowledge and bliss. Those who are bewildered by the external features of the material world and are engaged in the animal propensities of the eat, drink, and be merry type of life. The eat, drink, and be merry type of life are simply wasting their lives by the unseen passing away of valuable years. All living entities who are under the influence, especially under the influence of Rajas and Tamas, Rajagun and Tamagun, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. This is their condition. They don't have knowledge. And they're simply engaged in worldly pursuits, material pursuits, wasting their valuable lives. We should know in perfect consciousness that human life is bestowed upon the conditioned soul to achieve spiritual success. Human life is bestowed upon the conditioned soul to achieve spiritual success. And the easiest possible procedure to attain this end is to chant the holy name of the Lord. In the previous verse, we have discussed this point to a certain extent. And we may further be enlightened on the different types of offenses committed unto the lotus feet of the holy name. Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhu, well, yeah, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was referred to as Mahaprabhu. Prabhu is a very elevated title, Mahaprabhu even more. So Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhu, or Prabhupada, in this case Prabhupada is applicable, has quoted many passages from authentic scriptures and has ably supported the statements in the matter of offenses at the feet of the holy name. So this is one of the specialties, or the primary, we could say, specialty of the Goswamis in Vrindavan, especially being cited here, Srila Jiva Goswami, who after the departure of Rupa and Sanatan became the prominent figure, actually, under whom the great personalities of Narottam Das Thakur, Shyamananda Pandit, and Srinivas, yeah, correct. Srinivas Acharya studied. So Prabhupada here is, a few days ago we will recall, Prabhupada gave a whole purport on the 10 offenses, going quite elaborately, and Prabhupada is giving further information here also, quoting from Srila Jiva Goswami. This is how they passed their time, by reading literatures and by discussing it. You know what I found today? I was reading this, they were exchanging and sharing what they found, what they understood. So from Vishnu Yamal Tantra, when we hear the word Tantra, very often we will think it's not Vaishnav. Of course, there's Tantric that is not Vaishnav, but there's Tantra that is acceptable, that is bona fide. So, from Vishnu Yamal Tantra, Srila Jiva Goswami has proven that one can be liberated from the effects of all sins simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. That is how powerful is the chanting of the holy name. And then, from another source, quoting from the Markandeya Purana, Srila Goswamiji, Sri Goswamiji says that one should neither blaspheme the devotee of the Lord nor indulge in hearing others who are engaged in belittling a devotee of the Lord. So not only we should avoid offending other devotees, but we should also not hear others offending devotees. That both are very detrimental, I see, for our spiritual advancement. Yeah. A devotee should try to restrict the vilifier by cutting out his tongue. And being unable to do so, one should commit suicide rather than hear the blaspheming of the devotee of the Lord. Now, obviously, this is will be considered as extreme, cutting somebody's tongue and committing suicide. But there is a third option, which is to go away from that place. But this is mentioned here simply to underline how detrimental it is. It's one of the 10 offenses. To blaspheme the devotees of the Lord who dedicated their lives for propagating the glories of the holy name. So, those who are devotees of the Lord are very, very dear to Krishna, and therefore it is very, very serious offense to criticize such devotees. Yeah. The conclusion is that one should neither hear nor allow vilification of a devotee of the Lord. As far as distinguishing the Lord's holy name from the names of the demigods, the revealed scriptures disclose, and in bracket Bhagavad Gita 10:41, that all extraordinarily powerful beings are but parts and parcels of the supreme energetic Lord Krishna. And then, except for the Lord, everyone is subordinate. What is that verse? Ekale Krishna ar sabhritya. One verse like that. Huh? Ekale Ishvara Krishna. Ar sabhrit. Oh, it continues. Translation? Ekale Ishvara Krishna, of course we can understand. There is only one supreme controller, Ishvara. Our sabhritya. Sabhritya means everyone else is subordinate. And then? Translation?
means by Lord Krishna's wishes now, we are like a puppet.
By Lord Krishna's?
By his desire, his wishes now, so all are dancing, nothing to his will. Our will and his wish, no? By Lord Krishna, which like puppet is dancing, the puppet.
Everything is happening by the Lord's will.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are just puppets.
Yeah.
Or we are just, not a blade of grass moves without the sanction of the Lord, like that.
Everything happening by Lord Krishna's will.
the advanced devotee is always conscious of this. And those who are not devotees are totally unconscious. They falsely think that they can do so many things. Yes. So becoming Krishna conscious means understanding, realizing constantly our subordinate position. Understanding that everything happens by the will of the Lord, and therefore a devotee is not unnecessarily disturbed. Prabhupada was explaining one lecture I was just hearing yesterday or this morning how it means that for a devotee has no problems wherever he may be in the material world. Whatever the condition of the material world may be, because the devotee knows that all these things are going on by the will of the Lord. There is natural, even in our own lives, the laws of nature are acting. Especially those who are not devotees, they're completely under the grips of the modes of material nature. They're not, actually those who are not devotees, they are not free to act. They are constantly conditioned by the modes of material nature. And the devotee realizes that he's completely dependent upon the Lord. So Prabhupada continues here in the purport. Except for the Lord himself, everyone is subordinate. No one is independent of the Lord. Since no one is more powerful than or equal to the energy of the Supreme Lord, no one's name can be as powerful as that of the Lord, naturally. By chanting the Lord's holy name, one can derive all the spiritual energy synchronized from all sources. Therefore, one should not equalize the supreme holy name of the Lord with any other name. So that is why this chanting of the holy name is referred to as the Mahamantra. Vedic literatures are full of mantras. Every verse is a mantra. But this particular chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra cannot be equalized. Therefore, one should not equalize the supreme holy name of the Lord with any other name. Brahma, Shiva, or any other powerful god with a small g can never be equal to the Supreme Lord Vishnu. That's the second offense, right? The powerful holy name of the Lord can certainly deliver one from sinful effects. But one who desires to utilize this transcendental potency of the holy name of the Lord in one's sinister activities is the most degraded person in the world. One who desires to utilize this transcendental potency of the holy name of the Lord in one's sinister activities. So that is committing sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. Devotees know that the holy name is very powerful, But to think that because the holy name is very powerful, it doesn't matter what I commit, I just have to chant Hare Krishna, it will be nullified. Yeah. So that is very, that is pointed out here. Such a person is the most degraded person in the world. Such persons are never excused by the Lord or by any agent of the Lord. One should therefore utilize one's life in glorifying the Lord by all means, without any offense. Such activity of life, even for a moment, is never to be compared to a prolonged life of ignorance, like the lives of the trees and other living entities who may live for thousands of years without prosecuting spiritual advancement. So this point is being made that even one moment of devotional activity is worth unlimitedly, much more than the prolonged life of other entities who are not devotees or who are not engaged in chanting the holy name. So the translation again, what is the value of a prolonged life? This is the point being made here. What is the value of a prolonged life which is wasted, inexperienced by years in this world? Better a moment of full consciousness, because that gives one a start in searching after his supreme interest. Yes. So it means that we should learn to properly utilize this human form of life, and devotee knows, understands that that's explained actually in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the section where it is nicely describing the characteristics of the advanced devotee. Advanced devotee is careful not to be wasting time, because he understands the value of time. Time should be utilized solely for Krishna consciousness. So that is one of the symptoms. Time is very valuable, and yeah. So from today we will be getting more time every day, because the days will be longer, right? Yeah. From today, the days will, up until, what is it? I think June, 6 months. 6 months the days are longer, 6 months the days are shorter. So any comment or question on this?
In Tantra, that Vishnu Tantra, Srila Prabhupada mentioned. So
This, yeah.
we are not accepting they are Vaishnava, those are Tantri. Tantra means they are following the Tantra Shastra. So we call them Tantri, but they are also not Mayavadi.
Normally when we hear of Tantric, we consider that it is not within the line of Vaishnav, but as we can see here in the purport, there are some Vaishnava tantras.
Yeah, but in the tantra, so the same time when Narottam Das Thakur and Srinivasa Acharya Samananda Pandit, they are preaching in Bengal. So
Right.
at the same time, that goddess Kali was sitting also very popular. And at the same time, there are so many books written on tantra, means mainly songs, not books. And this Ram Prasad or others, they wrote after that. So they also discarded that mukti. They're telling that one song is there, Bengali, Ram Prasad, is a famous poet in tantric books, right? Narottam Das Thakur wrote a lot of songs, so he wrote in tantra. He wrote that চিনিতে মিশায় জল চিনি খেতে ভালোবাসি ওরে মন চিনি হওয়া ভালো না means don't try to eat sugar, no, so just serve sugar. চিনিতে মিশায় জল means water is mixing with chini, means sugar.
Don't try
to eat chini, means don't try to become Brahma, serve to Brahma. That's the meaning. So they discarded that Mayavadi philosophy. But Ramakrishna, his follower, he is Mayavadi. He did not, his goddess is Kali, actually he is worshipping everything, not Krishna, not Kali. But he became Mayavadi. But Ram Prasad, they are, he wrote that he discarded the Mayavadi philosophy.
Well, Mayavadi philosophy has always been there. So we can get a proper understanding by referring to, especially, the Goswamis of Vrindavan are authorities, and because they have very extensively, that was their main activity. They were reading and discussing on so many different shastras. So, just like this particular reference is there. So, yeah, we can only or should only accept what is bona fide as bona fide if it is referred to or accepted by our acharyas, basically. So you're saying that tantra is not necessarily Mayavad.
Yeah, no, tantra is. They have some also division. No, Mayavadi has division, or devotee also has division. So some like Ram Prasad Tantri is very popular in Bengal. So whatever songs he wrote, so he cancelled, he rejected that Mayavadi philosophy.
That's good.
Yeah, he did not accept, and his song is still, those are worshipping goddesses Kali, so they are still singing their songs.
Yeah.
So we are serving Lord Krishna, but they are serving external energy. That's the difference.
Yeah. Anyways, we should share this purport with them, because this purport, Srila Prabhupada nicely and very clearly explaining how there is only one personality who should be served and worshipped, and that is Ekali Ishvara Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Very difficult for most people, whether it's in Bengal or anywhere in India or anywhere in the world for that matter, to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not so easy. But if one reads these literatures and associates with devotees, then gradually one can come to that understanding. Okay? Jai Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Purnamandi.